digitalization of money requires a digital ID for all the people that would use that financial system. And this is part of the big rub with this whole thing. A digital ID, a digital identity, doesn't simply mean that you have now some kind of a new, like a driver's license, with a chip in it. That's not what this is talking about. Digital identity means that you can be identified in such a way to attach all of your history, your activity, and your future to one single point that represents you. Digital identity means total loss of privacy, total revealing of every conceivable activity that you could be involved with, all tied to one identity, so that wherever you move in the world, you can be known, and that additional transaction history of your travels will be recorded. A lot of people talk about how great Bitcoin is, for instance, but in the case of Bitcoin, you have a blockchain technology that underpins Bitcoin and puts all of the transactions into what they call a blockchain, where there is no transparency either. It just happens to be distributed, but where there's no one central place it's stored, but you can still look into anybody's blockchain and see exactly who did what, when, where, how, etc. The central banks are intending to create a digital currency that will use blockchain to collect with all of the pieces of information in it, but it will be flashed back to a central computer at the central bank, and it will be stored under your digital identity. That will be able to be analyzed using artificial intelligence software, where they can predict your behavior, and if they don't like the behavior that's predicted, they can modify your behavior before you commit that behavior that's unwanted. This is the essence of scientific dictatorship in the end. Whoever controls the data controls the object of the data. In other words, where it was collected from. So if the central banks are able to collect all of the financial data plus all of the other transactional data, so say you buy a house, for instance. You buy a house, well, there's a blockchain transaction that's generated with that. It's not, you paid money for it, but still the title is recorded in blockchain. That can also be flashed back to your digital identity. So all the parties are known, they're in the computer now, can be analyzed. Wherever you might go, wherever you might show up, whatever you did on social media, tags where you are, or who you're with, or whatever. All of that information can be transmitted back to be attached to, in blockchain form, attached to your digital identity. So we say that wherever the data is collected from, whoever has that data in their hands will control the source of the data. That means the people from whom it comes. They're intending to do this to the whole planet. The whole planet. It's inconceivable that it's this big. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet. And they want everybody into the system. And you'll see the language, for instance, of the United Nations over and over. No person left behind. No person left behind. No child left behind. We heard that in education here in America. No person left behind. It must be an inclusive system, they say. Well, what that really means is, if you're not in it, we will help you along the way to make sure you get at it one way or another, right? So this is why that we're being driven right now towards this digital system, and it's much bigger than just a matter of replacing the dollar or any other national currency. It's likely going to happen all at the same time, not in stages, whatever, but probably just going to appear one day and say it's necessary now. We must do this now, and they'll do it now. And that would be the end of the old currency system. That would be the beginning of the new currency system.
All praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Ha, Rakah, Quadash, double honors, to our apostles and elders of great millstone, which taught us the truth. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure to the end. Shalom. All right, just as you saw that Edomite telling you the plans of the elite, which were given to them, all right, by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, which are fulfilling prophecy, because Yahweh and Yahushai control angels, men, they control everything. So the wicked are part of the gig too, and the wicked are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're coming down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. And just like the Edomite said, it ain't going to be no more processing soon. It's going to come down in one day and in 1 hour, which is prophecy. Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in 1 day. All right, Jacob's trouble, and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai who judgeth her. All right, because Babylon is virgin daughter Babylon, who are to be destroyed. All right, it's going to be destroyed by fire. And as they push this MOTB, as it was prophesied they would, all right, the judgment comes forth upon their head. All right, because it says that we're not going to go into any more slaveries. We're done. All right, we're done with slavery. Let me get Revelation 3. All right, Revelation 3:10. When you see red letter like that, it's the Messiah. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, which we preach about the cross, about Yahushai's sacrifice for the nation of Israel. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which is that MOTB that they're about to make mandatory for buying and selling. And just like it came right out the horse's mouth, in 1 day and in 1 hour, all right, famine is going to hit, because you're not going to be able to buy or sell without that CHIP being in your body. All right, it says, let's see, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, talking about his sacrifice, being crucified, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, to protect us, which shall come upon the world to try them. It says to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, and it's going to try them because you're not going to be able to eat without that MOTB. And if you think you're going to go to the store, you're fooling yourself. I work in the grocery industry, and they already told me by summer the shelves are going to be empty. The gas is going to be over $10 a gallon. All right, so it's going to lead to sedition, to the people dying in the streets for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Verse 11, because it says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take that crown, which you already have, this knowledge, which is a crown of life. When Yahushua comes, he's going to give you a physical crown that goes with that new body, see, with that new heart. All right, so we have a great reward coming with Yahushua. Yahushua is the ultimate reward, all right, to be with him, and then he's going to reward us through gifts, like he's going to give us, just like Joseph. When Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, which those were the fathers of Israel, all right, the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are scattered throughout the world in slavery. All right, those are the fathers, and they sold Joseph into slavery. And when he got there, he understood the whole setup. All right, he wasn't like confused by it. He understood the Lord put him in Egypt as a slave, even going to prison for trying to be righteous, which is a blessing. All right, there's blessings, there's rewards that come with these sufferings that we do. See, right now we suffer, but as we suffer, now that we suffer for righteousness, there's a reward that comes with Yahweh Shai, and his reward is with him. He's going to give us those new bodies, give us new abilities, give us everything that our heart desires. All right? It says in 12, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. You'll be a God. You're an elect man. It says, and I will write upon him the name of my power, which is Yahweh. All right? So then you become powerful. You become blessed. You will have slaves, and they will bow before you. All right? You're going to receive the same glory as Yahweh Shai, the hopeful elect, which I hope and pray to be in that number. For I fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is coming without mercy in these last days to judge this wicked world. It says without mixture, meaning there ain't going to be no mercy shown to these people that are not covered by Yahweh Shai. It says, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. All right? Which our whole everything will be changed. All right? Right now we're small, we're weak, we're not even got a good color according to what the Israelites look like. All right? We look horrible compared to what King David, what Yahweh Shai looked like, which he is described as a so-called black man with a white woolly afro and a beard. All right? So we're going to go back. We got to be changed from these corruptible bodies, which we're putting in corruption through this word. All right? Because these bodies are corrupted, and we got to put on this truth which cannot be corrupted. All right? And it fills our heart, and through this crown of knowledge, it says that you shall have stability in the last days. And that's why the elect men, it says 7 women shall cleave to you, because women cleave to power. All right? You want to know how to get a woman? You got to make her think that you have the supreme power, and she needs to get down with that power. See? And see, pimps, they act like they're so smooth in the tongue, but really pimps, what they do is they drug their women, and then they let them get raped by these different men, which is an abomination. But women, all right, they cleave to power, and that's what we're supposed to do as the bride to Yahweh Shai. We cleave to our power. Our power is Yahweh, and we can only access Yahweh through Yahweh Shai. He's the mediator. All right? And we're going to go into some very, 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 very dark times like no other. And if you don't know this, all right, you're going to die. Shit, there's so many ways to die. You know how they say 1,000,000 ways to die? This thing is going to be 1,000,000,000,000 ways to die. And that's just in one moment of the day. All right? There's going to be just endless destruction, endless, pretty much the Lord being glorified. There's going to be a sea monsters. All right? They're going to come out of the ocean and devour buildings and people and the way of life in this society. But at the end of the day, when they make this MOTB mandatory, all right, it's the end for this devil, the so-called white man. That's why he has to come down with great wrath, knowing but that he has but a short time, which is going to actually initiate the prophecy of us being given a higher standard of this knowledge, which is going to increase the light that actually comes out of our bodies to a point where literally you're going to see light come out of our eyes like laser beams, out of our mouth. It tells you in Revelation 11, if anyone will hurt my 2 prophets, all right, which is pertaining to the southern kingdom and northern kingdom, also to the older prophets in the past, King David and another prophet that was with him. All right, but it goes back now to us, those 2 nations coming together as one. All right, and that condemns the so-called white man, the wicked, which he's the son of perdition. He's going to be destroyed, because when it's all revealed, All right, there ain't gonna be nobody trying to hold back on this devil. Everybody's gonna be fucking popping on him, trying to destroy him, his wife, and his children, and his whole entire race, which eventually he will be made extinct. All right, but the Lord has to deliver us from the hand of the wicked, and He's going to do it in a glorious way. Isaiah 63:1. All right, Yahushua ain't coming to play games, and that's how it should be. You ain't supposed to be playing games with Esau either. It says in Isaiah, and see, I know Esau's a devil. I seen it. I was praying to the Lord. I forgot my headphones. All right, so I pretty much went 2 days without listening to anything, but just praying, in the Spirit. And the Lord revealed to me. He says, "You do all these jobs, but you've never been rewarded an employee of the month." And there's a guy that actually started with me, and this guy looks like he's about to die on the job. He's breathing all hard. He's slow as fuck. He literally looks like somebody that's about to die. They gave him employee of the month, which shows that there's no progress here for us. See, no matter what we do, you do your best, right? I do my best. I go there and wherever they need me, I'm ready to go, right? Trying to help the business, right? And guess what? They don't give a fuck about you, because you're still a fucking slave here. That's why they think they can put a fucking micro chip in your body, and you gotta like it. All right, but the Lord is coming to save us. Isaiah 63:1. Who is that? Who is this that cometh from Edom? Edom is the so-called white man. All right, the wicked, with dyed garments from Basra, which this is Yahushua coming back from slaughtering all these fucking Edomites with fire. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, which goes back to Yahweh. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. See? And what are they talking about on the hill? About the dangers in heaven. There's about to be a war in heaven on top of it. It's going to be like a time like no other. You're going to have the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots, the vehicles of the angels, fighting with the devil and his angels, with his military. They're going to be doing dogfights up above our heads. All right? Because they don't want to let us go. But the Lord is going to deliver this devil to us in slavery. America is going to get obliterated from the face of the earth by 200 million nukes coming from Russia and the EU, NATO allies. They're going to shoot missiles on this whore. All right? It tells you that in Revelation 17. And this place is going to be obliterated from one coast to the other very soon, because it's immediately. Let me grab that. Matthew 24. It says immediately. And 20. What is it? I always like to read 28. For wheresoever the carcass, which are the Israelites, the dry bones of Isaiah, Isaiah 37? No, I'm sorry, Ezekiel 37. The dry bones, all right? The carcass is the Israelites. Is there will the eagles be gathered together. And that's why the chariots are over America, because they're coming to destroy and to save. They're going to save the elect and destroy the rest. It says in 2nd Ezra, all right, that a lot of people are going to die, because this new kingdom that we're going into is only for a few. So there's no need for all these wicked people to bring their wicked ways into the new world, which is going to be under Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai and enforced by the Israelites, which we're going to enforce the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, which are the commandments, the holy commandments. The kingdom, the world, the universe is going to operate exactly according to the commandments. And the heathen, they will go off because they're not spiritual, and they'll be destroyed, just as the commandment shows, so that there will always be righteousness in the earth. That's why it'll be peace forever. Because you catch a woman committing adultery, thinking about it, all right? Just think her getting stoned, burned before everybody, her head chopped off, all right? You ain't gonna have no woman committing adultery. Your woman will be in order in those days. Here, you got the woman set up over the man because the wicked are ruling, all right? We're at the end of this bullshit, all right? Verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days, talking about when they bring out that MOTB in 1 day, in 1 hour, and they make it mandatory, all right, it's going to kick off that 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, all right? They're going to be invading each other for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. It says, and the moon shall not give her light, because once that MOTB is made mandatory, nuclear destruction. And it'll only take 1 hour to destroy America. It says, and the stars shall fall from heaven. The stars are the nuclear missiles raining upon America. And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, which they're shaking right now. They're shaking in their motherfucking shoes right now. That's why they're pushing this draconian law. They're pushing all these vibrations against us, evil, wicked vibrations. They shoot arrows at the righteous, all right, thinking nobody sees. But the Lord's eyes are more brighter than the sun 1,000,000 times, all right? So he sees everything. He sees every time we're offended, all right? Which we're offended every day in this wicked-ass society, and the Lord knows. So he's going to pay these devils back by they're going to die, man. They're going to kill each other. And the ones that live, they're going to actually be put in slavery, all right? The ones that are in the bunkers, it's in them to build bunkers because they're going to survive in other parts of the world, this destruction. And the elect, when we come out of the chariot change, we're going to, go get them. If they're down in the ground, we're going to penetrate the earth, and we're going to show up right in the middle of their little bunker and fucking bring them out, atom by atom, molecule by molecule. You know, and this is going to go for 1,000 years. The judgment is 1,000 years of brutal slavery without mercy. And then you will be made extinct. The rest of the nations, they will actually go back into their land and be loyal under the rulership of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, under Israel. Revelation 6, verse 4, and there went out another horse that was red, which is Adawam, Edom, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's what they're doing. The formula shortages, the increase of gas, the destruction of the dollar. They take away the peace of earth. Really, you should be able to live like a king, everybody with multiple wives, with lots of land and lots of food and lots of servants. But the wicked, the way he done it, he enslaved himself. You know, now he's working right next to Jake, fucking 9 to 5 slavery. You know, it says, so it's the end of him. It says, and that they should kill one another. They did in World War I, World War II, they're going to in World War III. It says, and there was given unto him a great sword, and that great sword is the nuclear missiles. After they put that MOTB out in mandates, all right, they're going to nuke America, and Yahweh Shai is only going to gather his elect. He's going to have the angels do it, it says in Matthew 24. He's going to come immediately. They shoot those missiles up at him, because it says in 2nd Ezra 13, he's waxing strong. He's here. Him, his military, all right? Shoot, Michael, the archangel's here. They're sitting in cloaked, settings where you can't see them, but they're being revealed moment by moment, more and more, fulfilling 2nd Ezra 13, that he's going to come, and he ain't going to meet these heathen like a man. He ain't going to shoot it out with a 45 and a 9 like Hitman. No, he's going to fucking come and burn her ass up with fire that never even been seen before. A spiritual fire that pretty much will leave everything as dust and smoke. Terrifying. That's why you should fear Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and repent. If you're an Israelite and you have faith in the words that are the scriptures, all right, you need to repent and return to your faith. Return to your master. Return to your power. Our power, our Father is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. Repent. Shalom.